Whoops, animation. So I was thinking.
That's new.
Lucas, let the man finish.
Yes, Lucas. Let the man finish. Last time we talked, you concluded that the people who wrote the Bible must have made it all up.
Whoops just convinced me that the Bible basically hasn't changed over the years. And even ancient, non-Christian sources claim Jesus existed and did some unexplainable things. But the people with Jesus may have made up some of the miracles he did.
Well, I was thinking of making up my own religion, centered around my boundless love for beavers, where all will bow to Fifi, the beaver lord.
That sounds like idolatry.
Sounds like Christianity to me.
Sounds like a good time. Oh, whoops.
Hey, Whoops, good save.
Hey, Whoops, do you want to join my cult?
No. So, Lucas, if I recall correctly from our last discussion, we now agree the Bible was not changed or was made up at a later date, and that even non-believers confirmed Jesus was alive and performed what were perceived as miracles.
Sure, let's go with that. But as far as Jesus performing miracles, like rising from the dead, I bet his followers made it up or exaggerated most of it.
Okay, let's explore that thought. What might their motive be to make it up?
I made up Fifi the beaver lord because it's fun.
Well, would you worship your made-up Fifi if it cost you something? If it caused you pain, torture, even death?
Not unless there were nachos involved.
Exactly. For example, Paul used to be a well-respected man that persecuted Christians, but he and several witnesses then experienced a divine intervention from God. He then gave up everything he had to spend the remainder of his life as a Christian missionary, where he would be repetitively beaten, thrown into prisons for spreading Christianity, and eventually killed. And he didn't have nachos.
Oh.
So I ask you, what would the motive be to make that all up?
Well, it seems like Paul wasn't in it for the money or an easy life. What about other people in the Bible?
They too lived humble lives. Many were killed, and many more suffered for being Christian.
Well, people are willing to die for their religion all the time.
Perhaps, but there is one big difference. If they were founders of the faith, they would know if it's the truth or if it's all just made up. And who would be willing to die for something they know is a lie?
I see. There has to be some motive. Maybe they just wanted to belong or be a part of something.
I want to be a part of something.
Nobody cares, Jimmy.
I cares about Jimmy.
Oh, Cassie, I never knew you felt this way about me.
As a friend.
Seems extremely unlikely that Paul would want to feel included in the group of people he previously wanted to kill. Not to mention, he gave up the power and respect he already had to become a Christian. Also, if the apostles wanted to be part of a movement, they wouldn't have made themselves look as bad as they did in the Bible.
Do they look as bad as me?
You look great, Jimmy.
As a friend.
What do you mean the apostles made themselves look bad?
Most of the apostles that walked with Jesus ran away when he was arrested. Peter was the only one that followed Jesus, but only from a distance. But soon after, he denied knowing Jesus 3 times. They also recorded that they did not understand Jesus' own prediction that he would rise from the dead. Even worse, most showed their lack of faith by not believing when they were told Jesus rose from the dead. These are not the actions of heroes. If the apostles wanted to lead a movement they made up, they wouldn't have made themselves look so bad.
Attention, Janitor Whoops. We need a thorough cleanup in the gym before the student election.
Oh yeah, the student president. Who are you guys voting for?
Not Derek. That guy threw a kindergartner to get a ball out of a tree.
Oh yeah, it was sort of funny though.
Oh no, it's hilarious. Derek threw the kid like 10 feet into the air. But I'm not gonna vote for a delinquent.
Wow, I had no idea. I won't vote for Derek then. I can't believe he was able to cover that up.
This is exactly my point. Like Derek, the apostles would have made themselves look good so people would accept them as leaders of the church. They would never have made up all their shameful mistakes, unless they were telling the truth of how it actually happened.
Maybe they were trying to be humble so people would trust them.
Humility is sometimes praised in our culture, but in that culture, humility would tend to make you look weak. Most of the apostles were seen as lower class, It would be nearly impossible for them to be recognized as leaders as it was. Surely they wouldn't want to make themselves look even worse. Not to mention worshiping a man like Jesus, who was shamefully executed on a cross, with no high status, no formal education, and who worked a lower-class job, would be ridiculous in that culture. No one trying to make up a religion at that time would write about their God in such a way. Besides, if this were some made-up cult, it would be common to lead your followers out of town so they cannot test your claims.
Oh, really? Hypothetically, if one were to start a cult about, I don't know, Fifi the Beaver Lord, what location would be ideal?
Jimmy, stop trying to start a cult.
Don't worry, Cassie. I will make you my queen. All you have to do is provide the nachos.
However, Christianity stayed in Jerusalem, so their claims could be challenged, such as Jesus appearing to over 500 people after he rose from the dead. It would also be absurd in that culture to claim that women were the first to find Jesus' tomb was empty. At that time, a woman's testimony was not well trusted.
Note to self. Cassie is not to make claims about beaver lords.
Hey, women are trustworthy.
Very much so, but the people of that time period didn't seem to agree. No one would have used a woman's testimony that Jesus' tomb was empty to start a fake religion.
Someone probably just took the body from the tomb.
Well, first of all, this all took place during the Passover holiday. The city was flooded with people. It would be quite amazing to take a body without anyone noticing, especially given the location of the heavily guarded tomb. But let's say against all odds, someone somehow managed to take the body. Well, we only have 3 suspects.
Suspects, you say?
Cute hat, Jimmy.
Indeed.
And the suspects are...
First, we have the Romans who persecuted Jesus. The spread of Christianity often caused riots from unbelievers and threatened the Roman emperor's authority. Romans would have no reason to take the body. And if they did take the body, all they would have to do is show it to put an end to Christianity, as it would prove Jesus did not rise from the dead.
Superfluous reasoning.
Okay, so it wasn't the Romans.
Second, we have the Jews. Similarly, they would want to show the body of Jesus to put an end to Christianity, because they believed Jesus to be a false Messiah.
Indubitably.
So all that is left is the Christians.
The main suspect.
You sure? Why would they take the body? It would mean Jesus was never resurrected, and that Christianity is a lie. Why risk getting caught for someone you know is an impostor of the real Messiah? And again, there is no motive if they took it to start a fake religion. Early Christians gave up their possessions and were persecuted.
Well, that settles it.
It does?
Do you believe now, Lucas?
I believe that they believe that Jesus rose from the dead, but the apostles probably just hallucinated the whole thing.
So you think that everyone hallucinated that Jesus' tomb was empty for the rest of their lives?
You got me there. I don't know who would have any motive to take Jesus' body, and how they did it without anyone noticing in a crowded area. But as for the miracles Jesus did, like rising from the dead and appearing to 500 people, it must have been a group hallucination.
There are some flaws in this theory, such as...
Attention, Janitor Whoops. The student president celebration confetti went off early. We need you here immediately.
Oh no. Well, looks like we'll have to save our talk for another time.
Bye.
See ya.
Join my cult.
Jimmy, who would want to join your cult?
It's more of a question of who could join my cult.
What do you mean by that?
It's really hard to get into. Some would even say it's very, difficult.
Summary time. So what did we learn? The early Christians had no motive to make this all up. The apostles spoke of their shameful actions towards Jesus. They would never make up lies to make themselves look worse. Cults often migrate away, but Christianity stayed in Jerusalem to back up their bold claims. In this time period, no one would make up a religion based on the claims of women that Jesus' tomb was empty. The body of Jesus disappeared, yet no one would have the motive to take it. If you would like to take a deeper look into this topic, check out Inspiring Philosophy's YouTube video, The Resurrection of Jesus, the Historical Evidence. And let's give a special thanks to the Walkie Talkie guest voices of the week. You can find their social media handles on the screen or in the description below. Give them some love for sharing their wonderful voices with us and helping the series grow. You too can help us lead people to God by sharing this video with your friends. Bye for now.